straight away we have prepared the question for him today. So the first question is to Mr. Sylvester Jussem is uh, how the visual art in Sarawak was start. I mean, uh, as a consider as a pioneer artist uh, in Sarawak, and we unfortunately we lost Rafael Scott Abeng and a few other artists. But today we have Sylvester Jussem. He will talk about his journey in art, especially in Sarawak.
Thank you. Yes. First of all, I'm very lucky being able to see, able to participate in art. Yeah. But I must also reflect on those who have brought art into Sarawak, or how they have really influenced the other artists in Sarawak. It started, according to history from the museums and archive, it started basically after the post-war, in 1947, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the government, during the colonial era, the colonial officers brought in uh, Western values into the cultural activities. So it moves from there, and it influenced local artists. Local artists, for example, get in education, for example, through education and social cultural activities. Before they have high tea, they normally have art exhibitions and get locals to be involved. So this is where the Western culture comes in. Yeah, but basically most of the images were landscapes, and then those artists who have formal education, like the influence from the Chinese paintings, they already do. They have experienced Chinese paintings with the Western ideas that enhance their immediate talent. Yeah, so they're very good in those days. The earlier works were watercolors. So that's one. Number two is the influence of the Nanyang Fine Art Academy. In fact, one of the founders was Yong Man Seng. He was born in Kuching. If I'm not mistaken, he was born in Telaga Air. So, and he moved to Malaya at that time, and he also joined a Singaporean friend to form this academy, Nanyang Academy of Fine Arts in Singapore. So that time also there were several students and influenced local artists in Sarawak. They got those influences from the Nanyang landscape scenes, especially in watercolor and also in oils. And then the third thing I must mention is that during the colonial era, the Bakalintang Training Teachers College was also established. That's the time where those potential art teachers were trained. That is where Western influence also comes in. During that time, I think they work on different medias already. They work on canvas. They work with clay, ceramic. Yeah, they also started out with experimentation, exploration, and so on, so that they learn more. They're able to. This is during the 50s. That's where the Bakalintang Training College was really active right through the 70s. And then people, get more interested, and there was and very active in art exhibition, and people are aware of art. And the other thing I must mention is the establishment of Kuching Art Club, where you have local sponsors from colonial trading business companies, sponsored by these companies, and also the active participation of the Chinese Chamber of Commerce, who encourage art exhibitions among the Chinese artists and so on. And that influences the rest. Because of this activity, art flourished from that time onwards. And that's how it is. And today we have art schools like Faculty of Applied and Creative Arts, UNIMAS. Yeah. We have art school for ITN. We have art schools from Linköping, and we have other art schools in Mary, Kuching, Cebu. That is very active.
The only art society that exists and still active today that I know is Sarawak Artist Society.
Yes.
What happened to the other artist society back then?
Yeah.
What happened to Kuching Art Club?
Yeah. Kuching Art Club got dissolved due to unforeseen circumstances somehow. Yeah, but other clubs came up, like Sarawak Fine Art Society, Sarawak Photography Society, and Sarawak Chunghua Art Society, and stuff like that. And the latest one is, of course, Sarawak Artist Society. In short, it's Sarawak Artist Society. Yeah. It was established in 1985. First established, and got active the following year, which is 1986. The first show I remember was at Dewan Tun Abdul Razak. Yeah, that's another branch of the museum. It's a newer museum. So anyway, the pioneers were for the Sarawak Artist Societies were people like the late Wong Jukjen, and then we have of course Raffles Scott Abeng, Thomas Sia, we have Sin Chiap Hin, we have Hu Sin Chun, and they are the rest. They are people like Bong Chu Chiu, yeah, and in later generations, the new generations were people like Norman Chu, David Chiu, there's some more.
It's all the Chinese. What happened to the Malay back then?
That further got us to recruit more Bumiputra artists. One of the earliest ones was Ismawi, and then we have the late Jafar Slamat. So these are all late already, and we have the late Osman Borhan. They were very talented, very active. And then we have one fireman, Kadri Bogor, and you yourself, contemporary artist, Muhammad Faizwan, Hikmat, and we have like Awangko Hamdan, the only ceramic artist in our society, and we have some more soon as well. And we have one guy from finance also, Ali something. Sorry, I forgot his name.
So in your opinion, what is the current status of our visual art?
Yeah.
We have some, the development of visual art looks positive or looks.
Since its establishment in 1985 until the show in 2006, which is Ngajah Beswa, there's one big show that we had to Kuala Lumpur. That was the first time when we had to bring Sarawak Artist Society artworks to Kuala Lumpur to National Gallery to exhibit. Until now we have 34 active shows really. Calculated from then on, 34 active group shows. The highlight was of course the show Ngajah Beswa. In Bidayah it's called to chase and follow. Yeah. One of the objectives is to to highlight the art scene, of Sarawak to Semenanjung. Also to lessen the gap, so that to show that we are also very active. Like we have very active members art shows in Kuala Lumpur, so we do not want to be left behind. So that's one of the objectives. The second objective is to from that show you can identify those key artists who has participated in the show, and the work can influence the younger generation. That's why the show is in there. And then it also serves as motivation for those who want to excel, come and follow. So today, I must say that because of the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, it is rather quite still now, but not so to be surprised. People get connected through WhatsApp.